And the most memorable moment for me would be the last night in Tokyo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our first podcast of our initiative CTDBA, known as well as Clean Trade, Don't Be Afraid. CTDBA initiative is a 3-month action plan project implemented by Genesis ASEAN High School Exchange Inbound Program 2023 delegates across Southeast East Asian countries. Our main theme is environmental preservation and energy. Today, for our first podcast, the topic will be on Genesis experiences sharing session, starring delegates from Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Please enjoy our podcast for today and hope you watch till the end. To start off, let us introduce ourselves. Hi, I am Sophia from Brunei Darussalam.
Hi, I'm Nita from Cambodia.
Hello everyone, I am Chu Ting-sung from Myanmar.
So, let's start off. The first question is, how was your experiences during Genesis, and was there anything that you found memorable?
So for me, it was a great Genesis exchange program was a great experience, and I had an amazing time in Japan. I got to experience new things and met such incredible, talented young people. And the most memorable moment for me would be the last night in Tokyo, where we need to say goodbye to each other because we need to part our ways back to our countries. And it was very sad, and everyone were like crying and hugging each other in the hotel, and I found it very cute. And yeah, it was very cute, very cute moment.
For me, the experience were really priceless as it was my first time taking part in Genesis program, and it gave me a chance to explore more about Japan culture and foster friendships between other countries. And there's something which remains as a core memory in my mind is that the last night of Tokyo. Um, so everyone was crying, so I felt really sad.
As for me, it was enjoyable but tiring because we had to like wake up every single day at 5 to 6 a.m. So we were tired, but it was very enjoyable because we got to see a lot of faces, we got to meet a lot of people. And the most memorable like memory that stays in my mind is the last day of us being group A, like being there together because we were all given our gifts, giving our thanks. So we were just crying. We were like, thank you, and got our certificate. So it was the memorable memory for me. So our next question is, what are some of the things that you learn about Japanese people?
I think they're quite neat and strict, I guess. For example, they get to work on time, and I did notice that they're so polite to each others, and I didn't even know how to act if someone greeted me so politely, and I think that's a really great thing.
Yeah, Japanese people are very polite. We were always saying thank you and goodbye to each other. So for me, what I learned from Japanese people is that we had to be very punctual. So our coordinators, they always tell us to be 5 minutes early from our lesson time. So I'm sure all of us from in each different groups also we had to keep looking at our watch and be like, okay, are we done? Are we done yet? So that was one of the things. It made me very mindful about my time.
So I learned that the Japanese people are very punctual, nice, and friendly. Like you guys said, like we need to be on time, we need to get to the location on time, to the meeting on time, to the orientation on time. Like everything needs to be on time. And also the our coordinators, like they were very sweet. They took care of us. They make sure that we are doing well physically and mentally. And another thing that I noticed about the Japanese people is that they care for the environment, and yeah, because like they make sure that they are not doing stuff that is harmful to the environment.
Yeah, Japanese people are quite amazing from what we can see. So the third question for today is, how was your experience during your stay with your host family? So my experience during with my host family was, it was very enjoyable. It was my first time being with another family who I could call mom and dad. So I was just like, oh, okay. But of course, there was language barrier going on, but we got over it. So it was and they bought us ice cream, they gave us food. So, and they went shopping with us. So I was like, okay, yay. So yeah.
So for me, the family stay was great, and we did so many things together, so many fun activities like the barbecue, blueberry pickings, and we also went to hot spring like for 2 nights straight. And for the other thing we did together was we cooked together, and it was a great time like to try out the traditional Japanese clothes, some of stuff like that, and it was a good experience for me.
For me, the experience with host family was absolutely awesome, even though they did not speak English at all. And I felt like a real home with my Japanese otosan and okasan, and we had an incredible time together. And we celebrated tea ceremony with kimono stuff, and it was one of the most memorable moments I had with my host family.
I'm sure we loved our stay with our host family. So the next question is, as a Genesis alumni, what are some of the things that you learned as a participant of the program?
So as a Genesis alumni, I learned a lot of things. The program taught me many new things, and I learned that there are much more to see in the world, like there are more to discover, to experience, and not only in our country but also in the other country as well, like what I experienced and did in Japan. And I learned how to do things on myself, how to depend on myself, and how to communicate, work, and live with my roommates and my teammates as well. Yeah.
For me, the first thing I realized is that having a good team spirit is vital. For example, in workshop or in final reporting sections, and I could learn how to become independent because you need to handle everything on your own in Japan.
So what I learned as a participant of the program is, yes, we have to be very punctual with our time, we have to be neat, and they are very polite. So from what I can see in general is that Japan is very advanced. So when Brunei first landed in Japan, I was quite wow, to say the least, because everyone is just like moving here and there. Everyone is just very nice, and things are just, even the toilet is very good. I'm like, so the fifth question for today is, how did you feel when you were chosen?
For me, to be honest, I do not even have a little spark of hope to be chosen because only 7 applicants for Myanmar would be chosen for the program. And also, when I got chosen, I was so anxious and thrilled at the same time because it was my first time going abroad with my parents, without my parents, I mean.
Yeah, that's the same with me. It was my first time without my parents. So for at first, when I was chosen, it didn't feel real. Even through my trainings as my preparation for with Brunei team, I felt like I was just there with them, having fun and just going through the training. But the night of our departure and arrival to Japan, did it come to me that it was real. I was doing this with other countries, with other delegates. I was like, oh my goodness. So not only uh I'm really, really grateful and honored to be able to have this opportunity because not only I could go there and visit Japan for the first time, I was able to meet the other delegates from other countries and connect with them.
So for me, I did not expect to be chosen as well, and there were so like many applicants, like nearly like 200 applicants for the Genesis program, and I didn't expect because my interview I felt like it didn't really go that well because of the internet connection. But then in the end, I still got chosen. It was a good opportunity for me, and my classmate, I heard about like I heard the that I was chosen from my friends because he was the one to see like the announcement on Facebook, and then we celebrated in class, and they were cheering for me. So it was very fun.
I'm glad you guys were the one who got chosen because I got to meet you guys from here. So the next question is, if you could choose any place to revisit, where would you go and why? So the place that I would revisit that comes to my mind right now is that comes to me that every time I think of Japan, it would be this company, which is their company was focused on recycling, reducing, and reusing their plastic waste. Wait, but I'm mistaken, it was also industrial waste. So other companies from other industries would bring their waste and give it to them, and they would be recycling it. And this company is they're quite open up, and they were sharing with us how it's gonna go, and they were like saying that they really love to do this, and they're very they in yeah in total they really enjoyed it.
So for me, if I had to choose a place to revisit in Japan, it would be Omori because the environment there is very fresh, and I would prefer living in the countryside with fresher environment, clean air than the city. And I also want to visit my host family once again so we could do more fun activities together. And another thing is that the views in the countryside in Omri is very splendid, and the view is very nice, and I really enjoy it.
For me, I think I would visit every places we want in Japan because I found them amazing and breathtaking, and I had a lot of fun with other fellows, and we made lots of memory together in Tokyo as well as in Aomori.
Great answer, guys. I'm sure all of us would love to visit Japan back and visit all the things that we did. So, last question for today is there any advice that you guys would like to give or any motivation that you guys want to give to those who are willing and those who are trying to join Genesis?
So for me, I would recommend everyone to join. If you want to try, just give it a try. It's like it's never too late to try new things, and you don't need like to spend money or waste any money on the application process as well. Just try it, and who knows, like you'll be chosen.
For me, first of all, I want to advise to try applying this program. I think you should at least give it a try, of course. And I would say, it's worth the experience which you get from the program. And I think it's a golden opportunity for everyone to explore more about the culture exchange. And I think this program will allow you to learn how to be flexible and how to be adaptable in different places or backgrounds.
For me, my advice is to take the opportunity and just have fun. In my case, I was debating whether or not to take this opportunity as I was considering the fact that I had to be away from my home country for 10 days and had to leave behind some other work. But you have to give time for it. And more so if it interests you very much, just take it and just have fun with it. And then did I not regret my decision for this experience?
So we have come to the end of our sharing session today, which is our first podcast. And thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope you gain a lot of new experience and insightful knowledge from us from our first podcast. And we'll see you in the next podcast soon, where you'll also hear and meet our members and hear from their experience, their thoughts, and their Genesis journey in Japan as well. So once again, thank you so much and goodbye.